The 1990s were a golden age of television animation, but cartoons are a business, and even the most beloved shows were sometimes canceled to make room for more profitable programming. Here are the real reasons behind a few of those controversial cartoon cancellations. After debuting on MTV in 1993, millions of kids and adults watched the two giggling moronic metalheads of Beavis and Butt-Head determine which bands were cool and which sucked. That is, when they weren't terrorizing their neighbors, teachers, and Burger World customers. Not everybody liked Beavis and Butt-Head. Politicians called out the show for encouraging antisocial behavior, and one family blamed Beavis's pyromania for leading to a deadly house fire. Nothing stuck though, and Beavis and Butt-Head remained the world's favorite idiots. However, after 200 episodes and the feature film Beavis and Butt-Head Do America, creator Mike Judge decided it was time to end it. Speaking to Los Angeles Times, Judge said, "I actually wanted to stop a little sooner. After the second season, I thought, how are we going to do this anymore? I was completely burned out." Judge wound up sticking around for 7 seasons, but in 1997 he moved on to other projects, like his Fox animated series King of the Hill. Starring 3 old-timey cartoon characters named Yakko, Wacko, and Dot Warner, who were more or less imprisoned in the water tower on the Warner Brothers movie lot, Animaniacs was a cartoon quickly embraced by both children and adult audiences alike. Debuting in 1993, Animaniacs satirized cartoon tropes while being completely self-aware, offering up innuendo-laced dialogue and biting social commentary among the kid-friendly laughs. Animaniacs ran for 5 seasons and spun off its most popular side characters, Pinky and the Brain, before Kids WB ended the show in 1998. According to creator Tom Ruegger, the end came due to a business decision regarding another, much cheaper kid show, a Japanese anime series with massive commercial potential. Ruegger explained, "Kids WB was handed Pokemon for free and it pulled down big numbers, so then they wanted everything for free. Animaniacs cost Warner Brothers too much money to make and promote, so off it went." At first glance, Todd McFarlane's animated Spawn series looked like a show for kids. But Spawn was based off of McFarlane's top-selling comic series, an extremely dark and violent story about a former assassin who gets killed by his boss, sent to hell, and ends up working for Satan. Hardly family-friendly material.
You made a deal with Malbolgia. You cut a deal for your soul.
Spawn ran for 3 seasons on HBO and won an Emmy Award for Outstanding Animated Program. The show's 3rd season was a bust, however, and HBO's animation division was withering on the vine. After enduring numerous production difficulties, the show earned a quiet cancellation in 1999. Batman the Animated Series represented a breakthrough in television animation and comic book adaptation. Moody, quiet, and literally dark, it demonstrated that there was a market for dramatic superhero content that could appeal to children and adults. This Batman was so highly regarded that Fox aired the show in prime time for a while, and in 1993 the studio released Batman, Mask of the Phantasm, in theaters. Voice actor Kevin Conroy even tops many lists of the best Batman actors. However, in 1995, after 3 years and 85 episodes, the series left the air. According to Conroy, even though the audience was still invested and the actors were willing to continue, the creators had run out of ideas and wanted to end the show on a high note.
They didn't want to compromise on the quality of what they'd had and start creating kind of silly stories.
Fortunately for Batman fans, the story ideas didn't dry up for long. A sequel series to the beloved show debuted a couple years after its cancellation, bringing back most of the animated series cast and crew, including Conroy. The new Batman Adventures debuted on Kids WB in September of 1997. Originally created for ABC, The Critic was an animated sitcom about a snobby, hapless New York City movie reviewer named Jay Sherman. He hates most movies he sees, tries to raise his son as best as he can, and fends off his wacky family. According to John Lovitz, who provided the voice of Jay, "We did it for ABC, and ABC goes, 'We love it,' and then they canceled it after 7 shows. Following its ABC cancellation, The Critic moved over to Fox and aired immediately after The Simpsons, where creators Al Jean and Mike Reiss had previously worked as writers and showrunners. According to Lovitz, The Critic brought in excellent ratings for Fox, retaining 90% of the huge Simpsons audience. And yet, in 1994, Fox pulled the plug. Despite a solid performance, an executive at the network thought the 8:30 p.m. Sunday time slot could be better used by a new show. Gene explained, "The guy who ran the network then, John Matoyan, just didn't like the show. He preferred a show that no one remembers called House of Buggin' with John Leguizamo. The sketch comedy debuted in early 1995 in the place of The Critic and lasted a mere 10 episodes." In the fall of 1994, the syndicated Disney afternoon programming block mixed things up by adding Gargoyles to its lineup of silly cartoons and wacky adventures. This contemplative and sometimes violent show is stylistically different from its Disney afternoon predecessors like Goof Troop, Tailspin, and DuckTales. Similar in tone and approach to Batman the Animated Series, Gargoyles concerns the day-to-day activities of magical beings who protect New York City at night. The characters were architectural gargoyles by day, imbued with the spirits of 1,000-year-old Scottish folk creatures. Gargoyles ran for 3 years and 78 episodes, but was ultimately canceled because it wasn't a mega hit. According to the creator Greg Weisman, it didn't perform up to expectations. Disney really wanted it to outdo Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and it failed to succeed at that. Angry Beavers tells the story of two beaver bachelors named Dag and Norb who live in an Oregon forest. By 2001, 4 seasons had aired and cancellation seemed imminent. According to co-creator Keith Kachorik, we were significantly over budget, behind schedule, and had generally worn out our welcome. Realizing that the end was near, Kachorik and the rest of the Angry Beavers staff decided to go out on a blaze of glory. Kachorik and show staff writer Roger Eschbacher wrote a script for a series finale episode called Bye Bye Beavers, an installment equal parts dark and meta. Dag and Norb come to realize that they are not real, but cartoons, and that their show is about to be canceled, which means they will cease to exist. At first, Nickelodeon signed off on the script, but when executives noticed all the jokes making fun of Nickelodeon, they reversed course. According to writer Micah Wright, they saw it all put together and said, "Wait, this makes us look bad," so they killed it. The script was never animated, but a recording of the show's voice actors reading it was made, which leaked online in 2006. By 1995, Comedy Central was experimenting with original programming, and one of its first new shows was a low-budget animated series with largely improvised dialogue called Dr. Katz, Professional Therapist.
Doc, does it bother you when I touch your face like this?
A little bit.
Is that inappropriate? Is it inappropriate for me to hold my hand there for the rest of therapy?
Nope, it's not appropriate.
Comedian Jonathan Katz voiced a therapist whose clients were all stand-up comedians, who'd lay on his couch and relate neuroses that were really just bits from their stage routines. He also had a lazy adult son named Ben and attempted to have a social life. Ironically, it's Dr. Katz's own success that led to its demise. The show helped put Comedy Central on the TV map, showing that the channel had a unique sensibility and was a home for animated TV. 2 years after its debut, South Park premiered on Comedy Central and became a monster hit, particularly with young male viewers. Dr. Katz attracted an older audience, and since it wasn't in the demographic that the now South Park-obsessed network was trying to lure, it got canceled. With the arrival of child-friendly cable networks like Nickelodeon and the popularity of syndicated shows, the ratings for once-beloved Saturday morning cartoons started to slip. NBC president Brandon Tartikoff analyzed the budgets and found that the average Saturday morning cartoon cost $300,000 to produce. Tartikoff and his team realized that it would be much cheaper to get rid of the cartoons in favor of news shows or sports. In 1991, NBC signed a long-term contract with Notre Dame to air the college's games on Saturday mornings. It cost the network about $1 million a game, which was still cheaper than programming 6 hours of cartoons every week. Plus, it could charge higher advertising rates for football than it could for kids' stuff. In 1992, NBC switched to a lineup that included The Today Show, football games, and a block of low-budget sitcoms like Saved by the Bell, eliminating the entire 1991 to 1992 Saturday morning cartoon schedule. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite shows are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.